did want to get into this story, so thanks to Brian for bringing it up. What is Bowman's beef with Norm Finkelstein? Well, let's get into that, because I tweeted about this morning when I saw it, because I was like, this is ridiculous. You, Jamaal Bowman. How dare you? So let's see here. So Jamaal Bowman tweets out, I had seen a few interviews, but was unaware of Norman Finkelstein's completely reprehensible comments before this event, ostensibly some event that Jamaal Bowman was at that Norm Finkelstein also spoke at. We'll dig into that in a second. And when he made made comments on October 7th at this event, I strongly condemned his language and will always continue to do so. I apologize deeply to any of my friends and neighbors hurt by my comments and will continue to fight the scourge of anti-Semitism in our country and across the board. To which I add, slandering the son of a Holocaust survivor, also you can still get canned at the end of the year, almost as brave as pulling a fire alarm. But yeah, pretty disappointing. We can look into the details of the event that was going on. I think Gavin might have some more of that info for us, but pretty disappointing to see that from Jamaal Bowman.
Yeah, I'm not actually 100% sure what comments he was referencing, but it's really pathetic, in my opinion, for Jamaal Bowman to stoop to this level. We know why he's doing it. It's because AIPAC is coming after him along with many other members of the squad, and in a vicious way. So I understand the instinct to want to be, super safe and sensitive to the concerns of your Jewish constituency. If you're in this position, Jamaal Bowman his seat is absolutely in jeopardy. He could leave Congress after this cycle. But this is just totally depraved, in my opinion. Throwing under the bus Norm Finkelstein, son of Holocaust survivors and an advocate for peace and liberation, just to try to appease AIPAC, I guess, and the, pro-Israeli constituents that you may have, as if that would work. No, they're not going to vote you. They want you gone, and this isn't going to appease them. They're not going to stop attacking you. They're not going to stop funding George Latimer in the primary challenge against you because of this. It's all for naught. You're just embarrassing yourself for no reason whatsoever.
Yeah, so he introduced Norm Finkelstein for this panel. We can go ahead and let it play for people just so that they can hear what he's saying.
So he introduced Norm Finkelstein and then condemned what Finkelstein said?
I think that he got a lot of pushback, right? Did you see that New York Post article about like how he was like praising anti-Semite, and then they quoted Norm Finkelstein saying that I imagine it was out of context, but it was saying that I would imagine that he was making, I don't know what point he was making, but they take Norm Finkelstein and they said that in the headline, Jamaal Bowman had endorsed an anti-Semite that said that the Hamas attacks warmed every fiber of his soul. So I imagine that's like grossly out of context. I don't believe that, Norm Finkelstein endorses terrorism, etc. I don't think that Jamaal Bowman does either. But yeah, we can listen to him if you want. Introduce Norm Finkelstein and see if he says anything that's worth, taking back.
And the person before me was probably the number one pro-Israel hawk in the U.S. House of Representatives. And he was chair of the Foreign Affairs Committee. And he was there for 31 years. And what has been so devastating about his tenure, and what is so devastating right now in terms of what's happening in our U.S. government, no one is telling the truth. So the fact that you all have put together this incredible panel to tell us the truth about what has been happening there for 75 years is incredibly important for this community. We have fed ourselves a myth and a lie and propaganda as facts and truth and knowledge. And as a result of that, people are consistently dying and being slaughtered and killed, mostly women and children. We have told ourselves in this country the myth of American exceptionalism, which excuses us from our moral responsibility, not just in Gaza and Palestine, but right here in the U.S. The reason why we continue to incarcerate Black and
Does he bring up Finkelstein in this clip, or is this from the same event or something?
I believe he introduces him at the end. We don't have to keep playing it. I was just letting everybody know that was the origin of what was going down.
That's interesting. And of course, like I said, the context here is that Jamaal Bowman is in a race for his seat with George Latimer. Here's an article talking about how
holy shit, look at this guy. I'm sorry. We got to talk about this. What the fuck, dude? I'm sorry, but I can't. I'm sorry. I'm going to be the bad elf for a second, but what the fuck? I am sorry, my brother, but this is fucking, this is crazy. I mean, man, I would throw some shades on, put some Gucci frames on. You're running for Congress in New York. You know what I mean? Oh my God, brother. I'm pulling for you. Not really, actually. I'm pulling far, far against you, and Jesus Christ. I mean, we said some interesting things about Ron DeSantis while he was on the campaign trail, but man, nobody gives off energy like that. What the fuck is going on? I'm sorry. I'm going to collect myself. I'm not going to ad hominemly attack this guy when there's so much rich, bad policy and poor decision making to unpack, but Jesus Christ, I wasn't gonna just let this go uncommented on. What the fuck, dude? Look at that. They couldn't have the fact that this is the picture they chose. Do all pictures of this guy look like this? Is this like
I believe he does have like a lazy eye of some sort. I'm not sure what the technical condition is called, but yeah.
I understand that this is incredibly uncalled for to be making fun of a man like this, but you put up a picture of a guy looking like that. You gotta fucking ask some questions. I don't know. Maybe he fucking was off the Zoinkies. I don't fucking know.
Yeah, dude. This guy's taking money from GOP donors, Trump donors, and obviously AIPAC. He's one of the most pro-Israel, New York politicians. So Bowman's definitely, his seat is in jeopardy, like I said, and we even had Ryan Grimm confirm that. I asked Ryan if he thought that Bowman was in serious trouble, and he said indeed he is, specifically due to the redistricting, which might occur. That could kind of box out some of his more favorable constituency and try to shoehorn this George Latimer character into his seat. So don't get me wrong, if I lived in that district, I would most certainly still vote for Bowman, but I was totally disgusted by this. And again, it's just an unnecessary example. We see this over and over again from progressives just refusing to double down and defend our advocates instead of fucking bending to the mob and apologizing like cowards for things that someone else said out of context that's trying to be used to gin up fear and to try to paint you as someone you're not. It's just ridiculous, and I wish he had more of a backbone.
Trying to make sure we covered in depth the Jamaal Bowman situation. I think we did. I found the full quote that they're referencing. There's a quote from his Substack where he says, "It warms every fiber of my." And boy, howdy, it is a hot fucking take to come out here and say this. I wouldn't have typed this shit. All right, I like Norm Finkelstein, but I wouldn't have fucking typed this on my fucking Twitter account. Okay, I'm just putting my cards out. I don't think he's, obviously, I don't think he's anti-Semitic, but I just want to make it clear that this is certainly a take on his Substack. Norman Finkelstein writes, "It warms every fiber of my soul. The scenes of Gaza's smiling children as their arrogant Jewish supremacist oppressors have finally been humbled." So, boy, that's something to write after 10/7. But that is not my take. Boy, didn't, but anyway, I don't think he's an anti-Semite. And I think that if you unpacked what he was trying to say was that these people have lived under brutal occupation for a while, or for a long time, and of course it's gonna fucking bubble over. He put it extremely candidly, extremely harsh in a way. But yeah, anyway, I think that Jamaal Bowman is still an act of cowardice to just totally throw your hands up in the air and throw this guy under the bus.
Yeah.